We are going to study about the law of sine, and remember that the law of sine, what are the sines actually? The sines are the trigonometric ratios, and sine, cosine, tangent, they all are the trigonometric ratios, which states that how the sides and the angles are related with each other. Now, there are some cases of the triangles. Before understanding the law, application of the law of sine, you should remember that there are some cases like SSS, means the three sides, SAS yani side angle side, SSA yani side angle, ASA means angle side angle, and AAS means the angle side. So when do we say SSS? When the three sides are given to us, so it is SSS. Now SAS means that the two sides are given and the angle between them is connected or it is given. So you will read SAS. You can SAS, it could be angle here also. Yani this is the angles SAS again. So anywhere if the two sides and in the middle are sharing a middle angle, so it is said to be SAS. Now if two sides are given one after the other and after that there is an angle given, so it means SSA. Now if you have the angle is given to you and side is given and then again the angle is given, means the two angles are sharing one side, so it is said to be angle side angle. And now if two angles are given to us, means AA, and after that side is given, so it is said to be AAS. Now what is law of sine? So law of sine, in order to write down the law of sine, the first thing is that you should understand that how to label the diagram. So if a triangle is given to you, which is not a right triangle, any obtuse or the acute triangle is given to you, first label them. So for example, this is A, B and C. So opposite to A is the small a. Opposite to B is small b, and opposite to C is small c. This is how we label this. And now the ratios of the angle and the sides are equivalent to each other and are joined with the word or with the ratio sign. So sine A over A equals sine B over B equals sine C over C. We can apply this formula when the following cases are given to us, means AAS, ASA or SSA are given. We can apply the law of sine. Now let's try to solve few examples to understand that how can we apply the law of sine to determine the unknown variables, unknown sides or unknown angles. First of all, let's try to solve this question. Now, what is this case actually? Here the case is side, and angle. Now, first thing is that label the diagram. A, B and C is already written. Opposite to A, the name of the side is small a. Opposite to capital C, small c is the side. And opposite to capital B, the name of the side is small b. Now, the formula of the triangle is sine A over small a, sine B over small b equals to sine C over small c. Now, sine A will be replaced by the angle. It is not given, so I will write it as it is. And small a, you can see that it is equal to 13.2. Then I will write here sine, and I know the angle of the B is kept 30 degree over small b, which is small b is 12, equals to sine C, which is not given, and kept small c is also not given. Remember in maths, if I want to determine any unknown variable. It is very important that I know the three things or four things. Only one unknown variable should not be known. Now here I have to find out sine A. Oh, it's written sine A over 13.2. So I need to find out the unknown or the missing angle A. So for that purpose, of course, I cannot take this part, that is sine C over C, because capital C is unknown and even the small c is unknown. So what I will do, I will take sine A over 13.2 with sine 30 over 12, because I have only here one unknown variable, that is A. So what I will do, I will cross multiply. So I will write here sine A equals to, or sine A times 12 equals to 13.2 times sine 30. Now I need to find out the sine A right now. So I have to get rid of this 12. So I divide both sides by 12. 12 and 12 cancel. I will get sine A equals to, and then I will write it in the calculator and get the answer. So on getting this answer, I will get, let's write together 13.2 and here 12, and on the top is times sine 30, and there is a cursor of sine, so just write it. It's 11 over 20 or 0.55. But my answer is not done. The reason is I have determined sine A, whereas I have to find out the only A. So for that reason, what I will do, I will bring the sign on the other side, which means I have to take the inverse of the sign. So A equals to sine inverse. When I bring the sign on the other side, it means that I am taking the inverse of 0.55. To write the sine inverse in the calculator, you have to write shift sine. So write down shift and then sine and 0.55. So what do we get? We get 33.36. So we get 33.36. Now it means this A is already given, that is 33.36. A is 33.36. Now if the two angles are given to me, means this is an angle and 30 is the angle. To determine the third angle, what I do, I add these two angles and subtract from the 180 degree. Why from 180 degree? Because the sum of three angles in a triangle are 180 degree. So right here angle C equals to 180 minus 33.36 minus 30. Means both the angles you subtract from 180 degree. So 180 minus 30 minus 33.36, and we will get 116.64. So 116.64. So now we know the capital A, B and C, and small a and small, so we know the small a, we know, now we have to find out the small c. So what did we know? We know that sine B is 30 over small b is 12, and we have to find out the sine small c and capital C just now we found, that is 116.64. Cross multiply. So in order to cross multiply, we multiply the C with sine 30 equals to, we multiply the 12 with sine 116.64. To find the C, I will divide both sides by sine 30. Remember 30 alone, sine alone, no. बल्कि sine 30 is one value. So some students, they just write the sine or they don't write the 30 and they forget the sign. So please do not forget to write the angle and the sine together. So write in the calculator 12 multiplied by sine 116.64 and divided by sine 30. Okay, so we get error. The reason is that I forgot to put the bracket. So remember that if you will forget to put even single bracket, you will get the math error, but it doesn't mean that the angle is or your working is wrong. Okay, so do it again so that you can write in the calculator perfectly. So this is, we have small c equals to 21.45. So this C is 21.45. So this is how we found the small c, we found the capital C and the capital A. This is how we solve the unknown values of the triangle using the law of sine. Try to do one more exercise. So to solve any triangle, the first thing is that you label the triangle. So capital T, capital B, capital L, and opposite to capital T is a small t, capital B is small b, and opposite to capital L is small l. Now using these letters, write your formula. So we have sine, let's see here, capital T, opposite small t, equals to sine, then capital L over small l. You can write anything first. Then you have sine capital B over small b. After writing the formula, just write down the values of T, L or B if they are given. So capital T is the angle. So that is sine T is 42 and small t is not given. So we will write as it is, equals to sine. Capital L is not given, so we won't write, but small l is 455 feet, equals to sine. Capital B is 73 degree and small b is not given to me. So I have the case of SASA. So let's check that I didn't forget anything. Right. Now what happened? What you can see that two angles are given to me. So remember, if two angles are given to me, I can easily find out the unknown third angle. So I want to write the angle L. Okay, before solving anything, I will find out angle L. You know that the sum of all the angles in a triangle is 180. So I will write 180 minus and then I will add them or subtract from the 180, or I will write 180 minus 42 minus 73 degree. So now I write down in the calculator 180 minus 72 and 180 minus 42 minus 73. Be careful while writing the values, and it is equals to 65 degrees. So this is our 65 degree. So what is 65 degree? L. So I am writing directly here sine 65 degree. Okay, now we can take these two things, okay, because here only in that case only t is not given to us. So we will write here sine 42 over small t equals to sine 65 over 445, 55. Cross multiply. So t times sine 65 I will write equals to 455 times sine 42. Make sure that you don't multiply 42 with 55. I want to find out the unknown value of t. So with the t, sine 65 is written. So I will divide both sides by sine 65 so that I can find out the value of t. So small t is a side and it's so easy to determine. So it is 455 times sine 42. Make sure that you will put the bracket if there comes bracket after the angle. So you will write sine 65, close the bracket and find it out. So the angle is the side is 335.92. Okay, so one side again we find out. Now only left B. Okay, so it is not a right triangle, otherwise we can use the Pythagorean theorem. We will use the same thing to determine the unknown side. So what we will do now? Now in this case we will take these two things to find out the small b. So sine 65 over 455 equals to sine 73 over b we will write. So as you know that we will write sine 65 over 455 equals to sine 73 over small b. So this was the 65 we already found out. Now this is the only thing which is left. Cross multiply, b goes with the sine 65 equals to 455 times sine 73. Okay, divide both sides by sine 65. The reason is that we want to find out the unknown b and write it in the calculator to get our final answer. So 455 into sine 73. Okay, so it is 480.1. So 480.1 feet. This is our answer. Let's try one more question. What have you seen that the two angles are given? So first of all, start your working by finding the third unknown angle. So angle K equals to, from the 180, subtract the 23 and then subtract the 40. So what do you get? 140, 180 minus 40 minus 23. It means 170. Okay, so this is 170. Okay, now name it. Okay, so opposite to J, it is a small j. Opposite to L, it's a small l. And the side opposite to K is a small k. After that, we have to write down the formula, that is sine capital J over small j equals to sine capital K over small k equals to sine capital L over small l. Now replace all these unknown values. So J is how much? J is 40. Small j is unknown. Capital K is 117. Small k is 12. Capital L is 23 and the small l is unknown. So we will take any two ratios in which one of the unknown variable is present. So we will write here sine 40 over small j equals to sine 117 over 12. Cross multiply, so j times sine 117 equals to 12 times sine 40. We have to find out the small j, so we divide both sides by sine 117. This cancel. So small j equals to. Write in the calculator. Again reminding you, do not forget to put the bracket if required. And here sine 117 close. Okay. So my answer is 8.65. So this is 8.65. Now what do we have to find out? We have to find out the capital L. So we will take again sine 117 over 12 equals to sine 23 over small l. Okay, so we will cross multiply L times sine 117 equals to 12 times sine 23. We need to find out a small l, so we will divide both sides by sine 117. So we will get L equals to, write in the calculator, and that's it. That's your answer. So 12 sine 23 divided by sine 117. So we will get 5.26, and fair enough, all the sides seems correct. So this is how we find the unknown values in a triangle. Let's solve one more. First thing is that we have to label the diagram. So opposite to R is a small r, opposite to capital T is small t, opposite to capital S is small s. Two angles are given to us, so we can easily find out the unknown angle R, this one. How do we do it? 180 minus 36 minus 78. Yani subtract the both angles with 180. So I will write in the calculator 180 minus 78 minus 36. So I will get 66. So I have 66 degree here. Now after that I normally write down my formula. So formula is sine capital R over small r, sine capital T over small t, and sine capital S over small s. After that, I will just write down the values. So capital R is 66, small r not given, capital T not given. No, sorry, capital T is 36. Okay, so capital 3 is 36 and small t not given. Then capital S is 78 and small s is 21. Now which two sides you will take in, so that only one unknown variable is you have to find out. So I will write here sine 66 over r equals to which other ratio? I will take sine 78 over 21 because here all the values are given, and in this case I will have to find out only small r. Cross multiply. So r times sine 78. So r sine 78 equals to 21 sine 66. Divide both sides by sine 78 because we have to find out unknown value of r. Don't write 78, you have to write sine 78 in the. So write in the calculator. So write in the calculator 21 times sine 66, close the bracket, divided by sine 78. So sine 78, close the bracket, and you will get 19.61. 19.61 is your R. 19.61. Now we have to find out the other value, that is small t. So for that reason I will write sine small t over sine 36 over small t. So let's say here. So I will write here sine 36 over small t equals to these two unknown things. That is sine 78 over 21. Cross multiply. So t times sine 78 equals to 21 times sine 36. To find the unknown t, we divide both sides by sine 78 and this gone. So t equals to, write down in the calculator 20, okay, write down 21 sine 36. Don't forget to put the multiplication sign also, and divided by sine 78. Okay, so what do we get? 12.61. So this is how we found the unknown angle and the unknown two sides. So I hope that these kind of the questions are clear to you. Solve the word problem, that is two scuba divers at a point Y and Z are 15 meters away from each other. So here is the distance which tells us that they are apart from each other at a distance of 15 meters and they are start to ascend at the same rate to the surface at the angles shown, that is 47 degree and 67 degree. How far does each scuba diver travel when their path cross? So we have to find out the y and the z. Now first of all we have to find out the unknown angle of the triangle, that is angle x. And for this purpose we will subtract the two angles which are given, that is 47 and 67, from 180 degrees. Okay, so we write in the calculator we will write 180 minus 47 minus 67, which gives us 66 degree. Okay, so this is 66 degree. Now what we have to do, the second thing is we have to write down the formula according to the given situation. Sine capital X over small x, sine capital Y over small y, and the last is sine capital Z over small z. So sine, what is capital X? That is the angle which is 66. Opposite to this one is 15 meters. Sine Y is given to us, that is 67 degree, but small y is not given. And similarly sine capital Z 47 degree is known, whereas the small z is not known. What we will do? We will take the ratios in which only one variable has to be determined. So we will write sine 66 over 15. So sine 66 over 15 equals to sine 67 over y. Okay, cross multiply. So when we cross multiply, we get y sine 66 equals 15 sine 67. We need to find out the y, so divide both sides by sine 66 and write in the calculator to get the actual value of y. So let's write together 15 sine 67 close over sine 66 close. So the answer is 15.11. Okay, and this is meter. Now let's try to find out the z. So to find out the z, okay, so we will take sine 66 over 15 equals to sine 47 over small z. Okay, cross multiply, we will get z sine 66 equals to 15 sine 47. Now divide both by sine 66 because we need to find out the z value. And that's all. So write in the calculator to get the answer. So 15 sine 47 close divided by sine 66. So we will get 12.008 meters. So that is our final unknown values. One last. Jade, Morgan and Dan are tossing a flying disc in a park. Their locations form the triangle. Jade is 16 meters apart from the Morgan and making an angle of 32 degree, whereas what you have to find out how far apart are Morgan and Dane. So we have to find out this one. So let's try. This is Jade, J. This is Danny, that is D, and this is Morgan, that is M. Capital M, opposite side will be small m. Capital J, opposite to this angle, the side is said to be small j, and capital to Danny is small d. Write down the formula first. Okay, so what we have write? Sine capital D over small d, sine capital J over small j, and in the end sine capital M over small m. Now two angles are given. This is our luck. Find the third angle, that is angle M, which is equals to what? Angle M is 180 minus 32 minus 25. Okay, so 180 minus 32 minus 25 gives us 123 degree. Okay, so let's write down. Sine capital D is 25 and small d is 16 feet. Sine capital J is 32 degree, whereas small j we don't know. And in the end, sine capital M, it is 123 divided by small m. Now, which two sides we will select? First of all, we will select these two ratios. So, sine 25 over 16 equals to sine 32 over j. Cross multiply. So, j times sine 25 equals to 16 times sine 32. Divide both sides by sine 25 to find out the j value. Write in the calculator and get the answer. So 16 sine 32 divided by sine 25. So what do we get? We get 20.06. So this is the distance from the J, distance between what? This is J, right? Between Morgan and Denny. And okay, so and the unit is feet. Okay, now next we have to find out the small m. So we can take the sine 25 and 16 as it is, and there we will take sine 123 over small m. Okay, cross multiply. So when we cross multiply, what do we get? We get m sine 25 equals to 16 times sine 123. To find the m, we will divide both sides by sine 25. Write in the calculator and get the value of m. And just write it down. So we will have 16 sine 123 over sine 25. So the answer is 31.75. So the distance between the Danny and the Jade is 31.75 feet. And that's how we solve the questions. So try to solve yourself the other questions. And if there is any question, Please don't forget to write in the comments if you have any question, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. See you in the next video with new concept.